This episode of Expedition Mystery is brought to you by Mastermind, nootropic for supervillains. Whether you're trying to take over the world or cramming for evil medical school, Mastermind, nootropic for supervillains is your go-to cognitive enhancer. A caffeine-free concoction of all-natural ingredients, specially formulated to boost your brains when you need it the most. Mastermind, nootropic for supervillains. From drmystery.com, link in the show notes. The disappearance of Nathan Campbell, the search for the Black Pyramid. On May 27, 2020, Nathan Campbell, a 41-year-old resident of Wasilla, Alaska, embarked on a solo expedition that would capture the imagination of conspiracy theorists and wilderness enthusiasts alike. Campbell hired a charter plane from Talkeetna to fly him deep into the remote wilderness of Denali National Park. His destination was Carey Lake, a small, isolated body of water surrounded by hundreds of square miles of uninhabited wilderness. Armed with camping gear, a cache of food, and a satellite communicator, Campbell planned to spend 4 months alone in one of the most rugged terrains in Alaska. But Campbell's mission was far more than a quest for solitude. He was in search of something extraordinary, the legendary Black Pyramid. The story of the Black Pyramid is one steeped in conspiracy theories. Allegedly, this massive underground structure, said to be 4 times the size of the Great Pyramid of Giza, is hidden beneath the Alaskan wilderness. According to lore circulating in the darker corners of the internet, the Black Pyramid is a powerful ancient relic capable of generating immense energy. Some theorists even claim that it has the ability to control Earth's electromagnetic fields, making it a potential weapon of mass destruction. Its rumored significance to national security is so great that, according to believers, all traces of it have been wiped from satellite images and public records. The allure of this mysterious pyramid is tied to other infamous military installations in Alaska, particularly the High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, HAARP. Located just outside Fairbanks, HAARP has been the subject of countless conspiracy theories, accused of everything from controlling the weather to triggering earthquakes. The supposed location of the Black Pyramid in the remote heart of Alaska fits seamlessly into this narrative of secretive government operations. Campbell's interest in the Black Pyramid may have been sparked by a story from the early 1990s. Scientists studying shockwaves from a 1992 Chinese underground nuclear test reportedly detected a pyramid-shaped anomaly 700 feet below the surface of central Alaska. While this evidence remains largely unverified, it has fueled speculation among conspiracy theorists. Furthermore, a retired naval officer once claimed on the radio show Coast to Coast AM that a powerful source of electromagnetism located near Lake Minchumina, not far from Carey Lake, had repeatedly disrupted military aircraft and communications. He suggested that the Black Pyramid was responsible, but his superiors allegedly threatened him with court-martial if he pursued the matter further. This blend of ancient history, modern conspiracy, and military secrecy was enough to send Campbell on a solitary quest into the Alaskan wilderness. Whether he truly believed in the pyramid's existence or simply wanted an adventure away from civilization is unclear. Nevertheless, Campbell set off determined to find evidence of this mythical structure. Carey Lake is an unforgiving place to spend a summer, let alone an extended solo expedition. Surrounded by dense alder thickets, bogs, and beaver ponds, the terrain is almost impenetrable. The nearest town, Lake Minchumina, has a population of just 13 people and would require a week of grueling bushwhacking to reach on foot. For Campbell, this isolation was likely part of the appeal, offering the perfect setting to search for a hidden structure that most people believed was pure fiction. In his final conversations with his pilot, Jason Sturgis, Campbell shared his plans to spend the summer scouring the wilderness around Carey Lake. After dropping him off, Sturgis was scheduled to return in mid-September to pick him up before the harsh Alaska winter set in. However, sometime in mid-June, all communication from Campbell ceased. His satellite text messages to his family stopped abruptly, and by September, when Campbell failed to show up for his pickup, Concern turned to alarm. After Campbell missed his scheduled extraction date, his wife contacted Sturgis, who advised her to arrange a helicopter search. The results of this early search are unclear, but it wasn't until September 15th that the National Park Service officially launched a search mission. Rangers combed through the dense underbrush around Carey Lake, where they found remnants of Campbell's camp, a torn tent, moldy clothes, and cracked food containers. The only significant clue was a rodent-chewed diary found inside the battered tent. The last entry, dated sometime in late June, ominously read, "Went to get water." After this brief entry, there were no further signs of Campbell. The harsh terrain and unpredictable weather made the search difficult. The National Park Service conducted aerial sweeps of the area, but had to abandon their efforts as winter rapidly approached. The likelihood of survival in such conditions without proper shelter and supplies was slim. Campbell's Walmart tent and plastic tubs of food were not enough to withstand the freezing temperatures and snowstorms that would soon blanket the region. What exactly happened to Nathan Campbell remains a mystery. Did he fall victim to a treacherous landscape, succumbing to an animal attack, hypothermia, or a tragic accident? Or was he lost forever in his pursuit of the Black Pyramid, a quest that led him into a wilderness never to return? The story of his disappearance has only added fuel to the conspiracy theories surrounding the Black Pyramid. Some speculate that he may have discovered something he wasn't meant to find, triggering a cover-up. Others believe his journey was simply an excuse to escape the stresses of everyday life, a wilderness adventure taken too far. Regardless of the true motivations behind Campbell's expedition, his story has become part of the legends surrounding the Black Pyramid. The lack of concrete evidence has only deepened the intrigue, leaving the door open for endless speculation. The disappearance of Nathan Campbell in the remote Alaskan wilderness remains an unsolved mystery, entwined with the legends of ancient pyramids and government secrets. Whether he was genuinely searching for the Black Pyramid or simply seeking solitude, his fate is a grim reminder of the dangers that come with exploring the wildest corners of our planet. Today, his story stands as a testament to the enduring power of myths, the lure of adventure, and the human fascination with the unknown. As winter closed in on Denali, the search was called off, leaving only the whisper of conspiracy theories and the haunting question, did Nathan Campbell find what he was looking for, or did he vanish into the wilderness, becoming one with the legends he sought? The disappearance of Lisa Marie Young. On the night of June 30th, 2002, 21-year-old Lisa Marie Young vanished without a trace from Nanaimo, British Columbia. A vibrant and independent young woman, Lisa was last seen after attending a local nightclub and a series of house parties. Her disappearance has since become one of the most haunting unsolved cases in Canada, with her family still seeking answers over 2 decades later. Despite extensive investigations and search efforts, the circumstances surrounding her disappearance remain shrouded in mystery. Lisa Marie Young was the eldest child of Don Young and Marlene Martin. She grew up in Nanaimo alongside her 2 younger brothers, Brian and Robin. The Young family has deep roots in the indigenous community. Lisa's maternal grandfather, Moses Martin, is a tribal chief of the Tla'o-Quiot First Nation on Vancouver Island. Growing up, Lisa was surrounded by the strength and resilience of her family, many of whom had attended residential schools, enduring hardships that shaped their lives. Described as outgoing, confident, and compassionate, Lisa was a bright light in her community. Friends and family remember her as someone who could light up any room with her presence. She was known for her independence and ambition, planning to start a job at a call center and hoping to pursue a career as a television sports broadcaster. At the time of her disappearance, Lisa was in the process of moving into her own apartment, marking a new chapter in her life. The night Lisa went missing began like any other summer weekend. On June 29, 2002, she left her parents' home around 11 p.m. to go clubbing with friends. They ended up at a popular local nightclub where they were approached by Christopher William Adair, a man driving a red Jaguar. Adair offered Lisa and her friends a ride to a house party, which they accepted. After attending 2 house parties, Lisa mentioned she was hungry, and Adair offered to take her to a fast food restaurant. That was the last time her friends saw her. Around 4:30 a.m., Lisa called her friend Dallas Hulley, sounding distressed. She told him, "I don't know what's going on. This guy won't bring me back. We're sitting in a driveway on Bowen Road and he won't bring me back." Despite this alarming call, Lisa was never seen or heard from again. The final signal from her cell phone was traced to the Departure Bay area of Nanaimo, but that lead turned cold. Concern grew when Lisa failed to contact her family on July 1st, 2002. At first, her parents thought she was simply busy, but after hearing from her former roommate, who was also looking for her, they knew something was wrong. Lisa's parents contacted the RCMP, only to be told initially to wait 48 hours before filing a missing person report. However, an officer did come to their home later that day to collect information and a photo of Lisa. Soon after, the case was escalated to the RCMP's Serious Crime Unit. Police quickly determined that foul play was likely involved. Despite their efforts, multiple searches of remote areas around Nanaimo, including Colliery Dam Park and other wilderness spots, turned up no clues. Adair, the last person known to be with Lisa, was questioned by police. During a brief meeting between Adair and Lisa's mother, Joanne Martin, he reportedly apologized but did not disclose any information about Lisa's whereabouts. No charges were ever brought against him, and police labeled him as a person of interest rather than a suspect. The red Jaguar he drove was seized for inspection and later returned. This lack of solid evidence left the investigation in a frustrating stalemate. From the start, Lisa's family took matters into their own hands. Disappointed with the police response, they mobilized the community, putting up thousands of missing person posters across Vancouver Island. Lisa's grandfather, Chief Moses Martin, organized several search and rescue missions, rallying volunteers from the Tlaoquiat First Nation to scour areas from Nanaimo to Tofino. In the months following her disappearance, the family explored every possible lead. A psychic's tip prompted a search of the Colliery Dam reservoirs by divers from Lisa's First Nation community, but this too yielded no results. As the years passed, the search efforts continued, driven by hope and love for Lisa. Despite the passage of time, the case has never been closed. In December 2020, the Nanaimo RCMP conducted new searches in areas related to the case, using ground-penetrating radar and police dogs, though nothing conclusive was found. In June 2021, investigators held a press conference to provide updates, reiterating their belief that someone in the community knew what happened to Lisa. In 2022, an anonymous donor offered a $50,000 reward for information leading to the discovery of Lisa's remains. The RCMP expressed hope that this reward might encourage someone to come forward with crucial information. Investigators believe that finding her remains could be the key to solving the case, which includes over 15,000 documents and hundreds of witness statements. Lisa's disappearance is more than just a missing person case. It is a painful reminder of the many Indigenous women who have gone missing or been murdered across Canada. Lisa's story has been the subject of podcasts, news reports, and public vigils, keeping her memory alive in the hopes of finding justice. Her family remains steadfast in their search for answers, refusing to give up on the hope that one day they will learn the truth of what happened to their beloved Lisa. Until then, her case stands as a tragic reminder of a life cut short and a community still seeking closure. The disappearance of Lisa Marie Young continues to haunt Nanaimo, leaving a legacy of unanswered questions and unfulfilled dreams. The disappearance of Joshua Guimond. On the night of November 9th, 2002, Joshua Guimond, a 20-year-old student at St. John's University in Collegeville, Minnesota, vanished without a trace. His disappearance has remained a mystery for over 2 decades, drawing comparisons to other high-profile missing persons cases and sparking theories ranging from accidental drowning to abduction. Despite extensive searches and investigations, Guimond's whereabouts remain unknown, leaving his family, friends, and the public with more questions than answers. Joshua Guimond was born on June 18, 1982, to Brian Guimond and Lisa Cheney. He spent his childhood in Maple Lake, Minnesota, after moving from Redwood Falls at the age of 4. An exceptionally bright student, Joshua graduated as valedictorian and class president of Maple Lake High School in 2000. At St. John's University, he was pursuing a degree in political science with ambitions of becoming a lawyer or politician. He was an active member of the university's pre-law society and played the baritone in the wind ensemble. St. John's University, a Catholic institution, is known for its sprawling 2,500-acre campus surrounded by dense woods and numerous lakes, making it both scenic and isolated. At the time of his disappearance, Joshua lived in St. Maur Hall, one of the dormitories on campus. On the evening of November 9, 2002, Joshua attended a party at the Metten Court dormitory with friends. He was reportedly in good spirits, playing poker and consuming between 7 to 12 beers, although partygoers noted he did not appear to be intoxicated. Around 11:45 p.m., Joshua left the party without informing anyone of his plans. His friends initially assumed he had either gone to the bathroom or returned to his dorm to sleep. He was last seen on a bridge near Stump Lake between 12:15 and 12:30 a.m. on November 10th. When Joshua did not return to his dorm, his friends became concerned. They attempted to call him on his dorm phone but received no answers. The next morning, after he failed to appear at a mock trial event, something uncharacteristic for the usually reliable student, his friends contacted his family and local authorities. The Stearns County Sheriff's Office, along with the FBI, Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, and various local organizations, launched an extensive search operation. Bloodhounds traced Joshua's scent to Stump Lake, prompting authorities to theorize he may have fallen into the water. However, repeated dives and searches, including the use of underwater cameras and sonar, yielded no evidence of his body. Initially, authorities considered several theories, including accidental drowning, suicide, or voluntary disappearance. However, Joshua's family and friends were adamant that he would not have simply left without a trace, especially given his aspirations and commitments. In December 2002, bloodhounds again detected his scent near the St. John's Abbey, but this lead did not result in any breakthroughs. Joshua's disappearance came at a time when male students in the area had reported several incidents of attempted abductions and stalkings. This pattern led some to suspect that Joshua might have been the victim of foul play. Adding to the complexity of the case, there were parallels drawn between the 1989 abduction of Jacob Wetterling, another unsolved case in Stearns County, and the scandal involving sexual abuse by monks at the St. John's Abbey. Joshua had reportedly researched the abuse cases, and this discovery fueled speculation about a potential connection. Further intrigue came from Joshua's computer. In 2008, investigators recovered deleted data revealing that he had been engaging in online conversations under a female alias. Authorities speculated that he might have been exploring his sexuality and could have arranged to meet someone, leading to the possibility that he was abducted by someone he met online. Additionally, there were reports of an orange Pontiac Sunfire seen around campus, with its drivers suspiciously interacting with other male students. Despite these leads, no conclusive evidence has ever emerged. In a bid for answers, Joshua's father, Brian, sued the Stearns County Sheriff's Office in 2021 to gain access to the case files, alleging that the investigation had been mishandled. However, the court ruled against him, citing the potential risk to ongoing investigations. The case remained relatively quiet for years until it gained renewed attention in 2022, the 20th anniversary of Joshua's disappearance. An episode of Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries and the podcast Simply Vanished brought the case back to the public eye. These media pieces prompted new tips and theories, but none that have led to definitive answers. The disappearance of Joshua Guimond remains one of Minnesota's most perplexing mysteries. Despite extensive efforts by law enforcement, the community, and even private organizations, no trace of Joshua has ever been found. His family continues to hold out hope for answers, refusing to give up on the search for their son. This case serves as a grim reminder of the many unsolved disappearances that leave families in a state of limbo, yearning for closure. His family continues to hold out hope for answers, refusing to give up on the search for their son. The disappearance of Sofia Juarez. In the small community of Kennewick, Washington, the sudden disappearance of 4-year-old Sofia Juarez on February 4, 2003, sent shockwaves through the town and sparked a massive search and investigation effort that continues to this day. Sofia's case marked the first time an Amber Alert was used in the state of Washington, bringing national attention to her story. Over 2 decades later, her whereabouts remain unknown, leaving her family and community with unanswered questions and lingering hope. Sofia Juarez lived with her extended family in a modest home in Kennewick. The household was bustling, with Sofia sharing the space with her young mother, Maria Juarez, her grandmother, Ignacia Prado Juarez, her grandmother's boyfriend, Jose Torres, and 6 aunts and uncles. Originally from Mexico, the family had settled into their new life in Washington, but they were soon to face an unimaginable tragedy. Sofia's biological father had no relationship with the family and denied paternity, further complicating family dynamics. On the eve of her 5th birthday, Sofia was a happy, playful child. She had dark hair, brown eyes, and distinguishing features like a mole under her eye and a birthmark on her lower back. On that cold February evening, she was last seen wearing a red long-sleeved shirt, blue overalls, and white sneakers, leaving the family home without a coat in 36-degree weather. The circumstances of her departure would set off one of the largest missing child investigations in Washington's history. The events on February 4th, 2003 began like any other evening. Around 8 p.m., Sofia was playing with her uncles when her grandmother's boyfriend, Torres, decided to make a quick trip to a nearby convenience store. He asked the children if they wanted to join him, but unaware that Sofia had changed her mind at the last minute, he left alone. Moments later, Sofia asked her mother for $1, presumably to buy candy at the store. Maria Juarez heard Sofia leave the house, closing the door behind her, not realizing it would be the last time she saw her daughter. Upon returning from the store around 9:45 p.m., Torres and the family discovered Sofia had gone missing. Panic set in, and after a brief search, Maria contacted the police at 9:53 p.m. The search for Sofia began immediately, with officers combing through nearby properties, parks, schools, and fields. Despite the rapid response, there was no trace of Sofia. From the outset, authorities suspected abduction. The Kennewick Police Department, assisted by the FBI, launched an extensive search effort. Within hours, Sofia's disappearance was broadcast across media channels, and Washington's first ever Amber Alert was issued. Volunteers, law enforcement, and specialized teams using night vision and thermal imaging equipment scoured the area. Helicopters, boats, and search dogs were deployed in a coordinated effort involving over 500 personnel. Yet, despite these exhaustive measures, no leads materialized. As the days turned into weeks, the investigation took a more intense turn. The FBI set up tip hotlines, resulting in over 800 leads that were systematically pursued. Investigators scrutinized family members, including Sofia's biological father, who was quickly ruled out as a suspect due to a solid alibi. They also interviewed over 150 registered sex offenders in the area and investigated more than 144 out-of-area sightings, but none led to Sofia's recovery. The case file ballooned to over 20,000 pages, filled with witness statements, leads, and dead ends. In 2021, police released a new suspect description based on a witness who saw a young Hispanic male, possibly aged 11 to 14, leading a crying Sofia towards a van. Despite the renewed focus, this lead also failed to bring closure. The community of Kennewick rallied behind the Juarez family, holding candlelight vigils and marches. Public awareness campaigns were launched, including NASCAR racer Damon Lusk displaying Sofia's picture on his car and long-haul trucks serving as mobile billboards. National programs like America's Most Wanted featured Sofia's story, generating a flurry of tips but ultimately no breakthroughs. Several theories about Sofia's fate have been proposed over the years. Some believe she may have been abducted by someone familiar to her, as her mother insisted that Sofia would not have gone willingly with a stranger. Others suggest a tragic accident involving illicit drug users who may have hit Sofia with a vehicle, panicked, and disposed of her body. Despite these theories, no concrete evidence has surfaced to confirm any of them. A DNA profile for Sofia was created and entered into the FBI's national database, periodically compared against unidentified remains across the country. Age progression images of Sofia have been released by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, showing what she might look like today. These efforts keep her case in the public eye, but they have not yielded definitive answers. In recent years, advances in technology and social media have given new life to the investigation. In 2021, a TikTok video featuring a young woman resembling an age-progressed image of Sofia led to a brief flurry of activity, with police opening an investigation into the possibility that Sofia was living in Mexico. However, the woman was not Sofia, adding yet another layer of frustration to an already heartbreaking case. Despite the passage of time, the Kennewick Police Department remains committed to solving Sofia's disappearance. A special cold case unit was established, and in 2021, a dedicated website was launched to generate new leads. Police Chief Ken Hohenberg reiterated the department's dedication, stating, "We will never give up on finding Sofia." The disappearance of Sofia Juarez remains one of the most haunting unsolved cases in Washington state. Despite an exhaustive search, numerous leads, and the enduring hope of her family, Sofia's fate remains a mystery. The case highlights the enduring pain of families with missing loved ones and the importance of community support in the search for answers. As the years go by, Sofia's story serves as a stark reminder of the many children who go missing each year, their families left clinging to hope and searching for closure. Sofia Juarez would be 26 years old today, and her family, friends, and the Kennewick community continue to hold out hope that one day the mystery of her disappearance will be solved. Until then, her case remains open, a testament to the resilience of those who refuse to forget. Some people disappear without a trace, as if the hand of some eldritch thing reached out from the shadows and took them. Some no doubt met a terrible end at the hands of their fellow man. Others still came by their fate by their own hand. Whatever the case, if you have any knowledge of the fate of any of the aforementioned cases, reach out to the relevant authorities so that the families of the missing might find some closure. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this narration. Expedition Mystery, signing off.